Obviously, the Pulse prices are decimated. We're virtually at all-time lows. I mean, we're flirting with it. Now, the catalyst down for Pulse was at first because of the opening of the Prove X sacrifice, and it's pretty much stayed in that channel since then. Now, of course, Bitcoin and Ethereum have joined and, just continue to totally plummet, but Pulse has really stayed right where it is despite Bitcoin's weakness here over the last week. So we have Pulse at 402046. Hex is very low, 0042. We have Pulse X at 4013. Inc 84 cents. eHex, where is that one? 001165. And don't want to forget about PDI. It's at 00158 right now. So that's where we are at with everything. But yeah, what do you make? I guess we can just really focus on the Pulse price Ewok. I mean, the all-time low is another, 10 to 15% from here. I mean, we're basically
not
there.
Too far. Well, let's look here. Fear and greed. Extreme fear. We're at 15, boys and girls.
Yeah.
This is as low as I've seen it since looking at this. Let's pull this up. I'm going to use this one instead and use these charts because I like it better from the other site. It looks better. So we're going to pull the Pulse chart up here. Now, the one thing, Jenkins came back again, and he gives some pretty good TA and some good analysis on it. He was breaking it down by the hourly, which, the other day, watching this comeback, where it did stair step up, and it made a higher high.
Because we're not seeing the chart right now. If you are,
there
you go. Sorry, no, it's right.
Sorry. When you break it down with the hourly, you can kind of see a little bit more, of what's going on. When it did bottom out here, now it's continued to go back to those levels again, but it did start to recover. It made a nice run, pulled back, made a nice run, made a higher high, and then pulled back. And it wasn't a lower low. It tried to recover here and start again. But then there was another major sell-off that just broke through all of this previous resistance that had been there and went right through it. So, we have reached essentially, where are we at here?
I think we've reached the bottom. I think we're at the bottom of the ocean here.
I believe we have reached the bottom as well. So even if you go to the 4 hour of the daily, we are now triple bottoming. Essentially, the first one was in April, July again. We're right there. We are right at that level. So, triple bottoms are usually a good sign. I hate to keep saying, well, I'm still bullish, but I really am. There is really only one way for this thing to go. Either it's going to go to absolute dog shit zero, or we are going to see a turnaround one of these days. And I think, with the more people selling out, the more lettuce hand people shake out that we're seeing. It's only better for the market, with people that are just selling large amounts and getting out. It is the best thing for this whole ecosystem, I believe.
Yeah, I think so too. And a lot of people. We've had this conversation a million times, but I mean, there's a lot of people obviously shitting on Richard Hart right now that are in the ecosystem that used to like him or kind of like him or like him when the prices are good or whatever. And I just don't see how you can be that simple-minded right now. I mean, it just continues to flabbergast me whenever we've seen this cycle essentially be
nothing.
Garbage. Yeah. We've not seen ETH or any. We talked about it at the beginning of the show. I mean, the ETH, the business ISM being crap. people have not done well. Like, yeah, you can go ahead and do about like whataboutisms and talk about like the couple, things that did end up running that you could not have predicted. Like everybody's talking about Zcash now. So what? Yeah, I showed that earlier too.
Oh, sorry, I was.
No, it's okay. But suddenly everybody's talking about Zcash. Why? Because it went up however many X's. And people are talking about privacy again and all this stuff. And it's like not one person mentioned Zcash for years. Nobody was looking at the chart. It's just this kind of bias after the fact that people have. And yeah, I mean, basically, as psychotic as all this has made everybody go, it's kind of like, all right,
well, let's talk about that.
Oh yeah, we can do this real quick. Yeah,
quick. Yeah.
All right. So this was Richard's post from the other day. So he said, oh, okay. Oh, I thought this was a different post. Anyway, okay. So he said, newly found fans of privacy coins. Did you know Ethereum has had zero knowledge proof privacy for a really long time? And when you want to get to stables, you don't have to suck middleman D. Provex.info does support Zcash, XMR, which is Monero, right? And Dash. Mm-hmm. Oh, and if you want to back in from stables, ETH lets you do that without sucking middleman D as well. Want to bridge to another chain? Yeah, ETH's the best. I'd mentioned PulseChain, but ETH's anonymity set is quite larger. The point gets a whole lot less. Oh, wait, what am I doing here? Oh, I skipped because you scrolled. My bad. Basically, a privacy chain without all the other stuff you want at some point gets a whole lot less private, and your anonymity set isn't your market cap. It's other people doing similar stuff that you want to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any comment?
Well, I mean, again, everybody now is like, oh, Monero this or what, Zcash or whatever it may be. This could be the next hot thing. Like we said in previous cycles, last cycle it was all about the NFTs, right? Maybe this is the cycle for the privacy stuff. And wouldn't it be funny that he was one step ahead yet again with coming out with this whole platform that kind of calls what's going to happen. So I don't know. Eventually I think PulseChain will have, and then anonymous transactions that are good because the set gets large. But the chain has to grow. It's still quite young. So that's why ETH is still better for doing those type of tornado transactions or railgun or whatever it may be. There's a lot more money going in. It gets mixed better with more participants. The more participants, the harder it is to track where it's going after that. So this takes care of all of that. So I'm excited about the whole thing. I think it's interesting. I also think it puts him at risk. He's taking part of kind of canceling exchanges, making them not as needed as before to get in and out with your stable coin or with your fiat or whatever it is. You can go right in and out of a bank account, apparently. So very interesting. I'm excited to learn more. I really am.
I am too, yeah, and I think it's purposely, as we've already talked about, being a bit vague right now and slowly going to be rolled out, eventually, like with a lot of stuff he's done. So, we shall see. But yeah, prices are on the floor. Keeping the head on a swivel. Yeah, I mean, if you have conviction and you believe in this stuff, and what I was going to say a moment ago is like, if you believe in Richard Hart, and I don't mean that just as like an avatar of a guy on the internet, but basically, it's almost like people that back somebody like Elon Musk in the stock market or something. It's like, well, this guy, as we talked about earlier, seems to have the best principles of anything that I've seen in crypto. Can you point holes in his logic and point to wrongs of his? Yeah, sure. I think you can do that with anybody, honestly. I think you can do it less with him than most people, though. And I think people that doubt that just haven't been in a lot of other ecosystems, probably. But there's that. You see how hard he's fought for it. We talked about the SEC stuff, beating the SEC and all the other fights that I think he has going on behind closed doors. And you know how much money he has. So, it's somebody that you share the same values as, that is that powerful, that dedicated, willing to put his neck on the line and have put his own money behind it as well. That's just a horse you're going to want to back. And for me, it's just kind of like, you live this lifetime one time. And to me, unless you're somebody who's making, you're extremely wealthy from whatever your occupation is, which I know is not very many people, you might as well just shoot for the stars, because I think most things in between, being out on the street versus the typical in America, the middle class life, which is essentially gone now, is all the same. Like, I think that huge, me personally, I just think that area in there is the same. And I look at some of my peers and stuff like that, and I'm like, I wouldn't really want to have that life. Like, I would rather live below my means like I am, and shoot for the stars and be able to do whatever I want and not have to work until I'm 70 years old.
Yep.
So yeah,
yep, that's the goal, and that's why we're all here, man. That is exactly why we're all here, because we know the possibilities. The possibilities are endless, right? This is, volatility is the price you pay for the highest appreciating asset in mankind. So, crypto, that's what it is. You have to really struggle through some really rough times, but what's the alternative, right? Work until you're 65, can barely stand up anymore, and then you get 5 years to appreciate retirement. That's not why we're here. Well, that is not why I'm here anyway. So I can't speak for everybody else, but
there's a lot of unknowns, but the things we know is the dollar is going to continue to die. We know that's going to happen. And the things that we listed off about Richard Hart and about DeFi. So let's wrap it up with this comment from Johnny here. In a real bull, people buy literally anything with any relevant brand awareness and recognition. Retail still isn't here. Just institutions joining a trend with the only things they are even aware of. I think 100% correct.
Yep.
Yeah. And if anybody was around in 2021, you know this to be true. Pictures of penguins, whatever it is.
Pictures of rocks.
Yeah.
There were rocks, NFTs.
Yeah. I believe it. Yeah. Well said, Johnny. We appreciate everybody in the chat tonight as we move on and figure out what the hell is going on with our lives here. But we appreciate all of you. It was a great time. Wall to Wall TV coming in here at the end. Valiant Low Key. Marco, I thought you were going to hit me with a boo when I said Wall to Wall TV there. Mike Crypt, ewill99. A lot. Ren, you've been a good contributor tonight. A lot of people here. So we appreciate all of you guys. I'm going to talk to you, Ewok. I don't know if we'll do this at the same time, same channel next week. It's Thanksgiving Eve. I was thinking, I don't know. We'll see. I know you said it might be hard for you to change it up, but we'll figure it out. I think we'll see you guys next week as well. So take care. Be safe. Don't do anything we wouldn't do. This has been completely broke Boi Crypto for Crypto Ewok right here on the Creed of Crypto. See you guys.
See y'all.